Yo guys, you should really use Git because a Git today keeps errors and the doctors away. I didn't use Git and I have cold and lot of errors I can't fix because I have cold. Hey guys, it's Alok Hegde and today we will talk about the best version control system in the market right now. It's pretty old actually. Git. Freaking Git. Before I get started, like, share, subscribe, like do all that shit. And yeah, bruh, let's get started. Okay, imagine you. Okay, you're blue. That doesn't mean you're Krishna. Yeah, imagine you've created your own website. Okay, here there's like you've written, "Hey world," right? You've created your first website, but the problem is you want this thing to be in the center of the website, right? But you don't know how. Don't know how. So you have this friend called Kamlesh. Okay, I have this friend called Kamlesh, and you want him to help you to fix this thing. So you don't know how to send it to him. So you can't send it through WhatsApp because it's not very convenient. You can't send it through Google Drive because that's not very convenient. So what do you do? What do you do? You don't know what to do. You keep calling him, but Kamlesh is too busy building his amazing website by using different tools and everything, and it pisses you off. So you don't know what to do. What to do? What should I do? That's where Git comes in, so that you don't feel jealous all the time of Kamlesh or someone. Yeah, but you think, what if the changes he makes doesn't come in my website as well? Like you don't know anything about Git, you've only heard about it, but Git can do that as well. What Git does is any changes you make in this website, it keeps a record of it, so that the changes which Kamlesh makes in your website, they get changed simultaneously in your website as well. Like it doesn't the changes don't only take place on his local desktop. The changes take place on your desktop as well. Use your own website and learn stuff on your own. Yeah. Now let's move on to the next step. Right now, you know what Git is. Git is basically a version control system that lets you keep a record of every version of your website, so that if a new feature doesn't work, or if anything, or if some code that you just added doesn't work, you can just revert back to the older version of your website. And like in the real world, this is very helpful because like imagine some new feature you've added doesn't work, so you can move revert back to the older version and to make sure that you don't lose any users, right? So that way it is extremely helpful. Now the next question that comes to your mind is, okay, we got to know what is Git, no, but why should we use it? Other than that, like the new feature thing you record and keep, like why? So why use Git? Why? 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 Yeah. So you should use. Okay, I'll show it on my website itself. Yeah, this is my blog. You can check it out. I've written the whole article about Git and everything. Yeah. So the first thing is it tracks history, which means that it keeps a record of all the changes that has taken place in your website. So if something doesn't work, sweep, go back to the previous version, right? So I'll show you how it keeps a record of all the changes that have taken place. Now this is my repository or my code repository, where I keep all my folders and everything. and like you can see all the changes that have taken place. Like these are the changes that I've made. Like you can go all the way back to the first change that took place in this code repository or code folder. It was on March 13, 2021. Now if I want, I could revert back to this, right? Like you can go here. It's not a code folder. I've kept all my wallpapers here, so it's easier to install. Yeah, so like I can just revert back to this version, right? That's how it keeps a history of all the changes that have taken place. So you can see, like, scroll up, like this is on January. I'll tell you what commits are and everything. Now the next one is free and open source. What does this mean? This means so simple, bro. So simple, simple as shit. This means that anyone can use it. Anyone can just install it, use it for free, and if they want they can create their own version of Git, because they have the code visible, so they can make changes to the code themselves. Yeah, that is free and open source. It tracks your history. It's free and open source. Then it supports non-linear development. It sounds very difficult. What the fuck does that even mean? Yeah, so non-linear development means that, imagine you have your website, right? You have your website. Your website is about cute dogs. Okay. Now you want to create the same thing on your mobile as well. Now if you create a single folder for both the website and the mobile thing, chances are the chances are that it'll be very confusing for developers. Like they'll be like, wait, is this for the mobile thing or is this for the website thing? I don't know. It is making me very sad. Yeah, so what you can do is, Git gives you a feature. What you can do is, you can create one branch, or like, yeah, what you can do is, you can create like branches where in one place there's the website which is getting developed, in other place there's a mobile app which is getting developed. Okay, this is a mobile somehow. Okay, continue. Okay, yeah, this is a mobile that is getting developed. Yeah, in one place there's a website which is getting developed, one place a mobile which is getting developed, right? Yeah, that is called as parallel development. Like two things are getting developed at the same time. Like here I'll show you. If you go to this website of mine, okay, yeah, so here in one part there are all the programs being written in the master class. Then in the gh pages, which is another branch of this, all the html part is there. Like all the code is there in this branch, in the in the master branch, right? In the other branch there is the website which is being written, like this website. It is there in the gh pages branch. So parallel development can take place at the same time, and they don't interfere with each other, and they can and both of them can grow independently, right? Yeah, that's non-linear development. Now it creates backups. I've already told this. Like it creates like a history, and like it creates like a backup of everything, so that if anything, if any bad thing happens and full chaos is everywhere, we can just go back. Yeah, it's like a time machine basically. Git is like a time machine. It helps you go back in time and like fix everything. Yeah, so it's scalable, which means that it will remain fast AF even if your project is extremely large, because everything in Git takes place locally. Like here, like this is a Git documentation, official documentation, where they say that, yeah, Git doesn't need to go out to the server and get the decision displayed for you. Simply reads it to your directly from your local database. This means you see the project history almost instantly. Everything is local here. It's like full desi local stuff. So there's nothing else. It's all taking place on your system itself. So it's extremely fast, even if it's like a very big project. Yeah, and then it supports collaboration. Like different people can work on the same project. Like here if I show contributors, there are like 5 people working on this project itself, because It supports collaboration. Like different people can contribute to the same project easily. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Should I draw a lemon now? Okay, never mind. Never mind, not someone like you. Okay, so branching is easier, which means that, like I told, no, like you can create different things at the same time. Like branching is way easier compared to other version control systems. Okay, so now you might have understood why it's called a version control system, because you can manage different versions. Like it keeps a record and history of it, no? So you can manage different versions. Get that? Get that stuff? Right? Like see how the name is so sweet. Like it explains exactly what it is. It's not confusing. Yeah. Okay. Now you understood how that works. Right? Now you understood what Git is and why you should use Git. Now the next part is to understand how Git works. This is very crucial if you want to really understand Git, to really understand how Git works. Because nowadays, like many people do not understand like the basics of stuff, and like it makes it very hard. So you have to understand how Git works. Now Git works in three stages. Okay, how many stages? Three different stages, right? So it has three different stages in which it sends your files from your local machine to the internet. Okay, this is the earth. Yeah, it sends it to the internet in three different stages. Internet on your website, right? Yeah. So the first stage is modified. The first stage is modified, and the second stage is staged. The second state is staged, and the third state is committed. Right now, in the first stage, show you here. In the first stage, it knows the changes that have taken place, the modifications have taken place, but they're not yet ready. Yeah, in the first stage, okay, how Git works is it has access to your entire folder. Okay, so if I go here and like I make some changes here, I delete this line, this line, this line, and this line. If I go here and if I do git status, you can see that this is modified. It means that it knows that the changes have taken place, but it has not added it. Like it has not registered it to be pushed to the GitHub repository. Okay, that's how that works. It knows the change has taken place, but it's not like sending it. It's not like throwing it in the hoop of staging, right? Yeah. So it knows the change have taken place. Now, if I want this change to be staged, to be sent to the internet, I can do git add this particular, or I can add everything. Dot means everything. So I've added everything. Now if you see, it says that it has been modified. And like this means that it's ready for stage. Now if I do take the full version, it says changes to be committed. That means this is in the staged state, which means that Git has recorded the changes and added them to the newest snapshot. I will tell you what a snapshot is, and they're ready to be committed to the code repository. A code repository, yeah, I've told you, no, it is a place where all the files and instructions and documentation about the software are given. If I go here and like you can see, like this is the code repository. Here all the folders are given, and like how to download this repository and what the project is about. All that is the code repository. Now in the state, you can see that the changes have taken place and has recorded it as well. Now the next is to commit it, right? So in local root terms, committed means that they're dating. I don't know how this is relevant. I don't know why I put it. So nah, like simply it's a joke, bro. Can't be lame or what? Okay, in the committed state, the changes are stored in the newest snapshot. Okay, tell you what snapshot is, and the changes are saved. That means yeah. So now I should do git commit minus m. You put some message committed. Yeah, yeah. This means that they're committed. Now if I want, yeah, this means that the changes have taken place and you can push them to the, yeah, that's it. This is the third stage. The changes are stored in the newest snapshot and changes are committed to the newest snapshot and saved in the code repository, right? Now if I do git push origin main, it'll get pushed to this repository. Now if I go here, okay, wait, if I go to where is that? Which folder? It's one. You go here, you can see that all those three lines of code which are there before, they're gone. Like they're not there, right? I can remove more also. Okay. Yeah. This will zoom. Now if I again do the same thing, it'll work. I'm telling you, it'll work. Git add dot, git commit minus m, deleted, git push origin main. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, you can see that all of them have gone, right? I've Yeah. So there are three stages how that works. I've I've like modified it, then I've staged it, then I've committed the changes, and the changes have taken place. Yeah. So they're saved in the code repository. It's done, bro. That's how that works. Now I'll tell you how the Git stores all the files. Okay. Now the most important thing to understand about Git is it stores it in the form of snapshots and not differences or not the changes, right? Yeah. So I'll show you here. Yeah. So this is how Git stores all the files, right? And this is how files usually get saved, like like this. Yeah. Like usually files get saved like this. Like one changes takes place, then the next changes it again takes place in this file only, then in this file only. But this is normally how it works. Okay, now in in Git, how it works is every time it creates a new version of it, it creates like a snapshot, which means that, like, you know what is snapshot, no? Like if you use Snapchat and everything, creates like an image of the whole project. Yeah, it creates like an image of the whole project, no? Yeah, in like a file based manner, like how it happened here, stores it in the form of snapshot, which means that, like, every time anything new is added, it creates a new version of it. So yeah, and like if there is nothing new added to that part of the snapshot, it just creates a link to the previous snapshot. Yeah, like see, it just creates a link to the previous snapshot. Yeah, here only it's given. No, if I'll show you the official documentation. Here in that only it's given. Git doesn't think or store its data this way. Instead, Git thinks of its data more like a series of snapshots, a miniature file system. With Git, every time you commit, that means like you you make some changes, you stage it, then you push it to the code repository. I told now. Git basically takes a picture of what all your files look like. Yeah. And at that moment, it stores a reference to that snapshot. So basically, it doesn't store it like this. Stores it in the form of snapshots like version 1, version 2, version 3. That is how it's able to create like a record, so that you can just revert back to the older one if you want to, if something happens, or if you just want to. Yeah. Yeah, so to be efficient, if no changes have taken place in that part of that file, it just puts a link to the older one. Yeah, like I've told, it thinks about it in a stream of snapshots. Okay, now, yeah, that is how Git works. Now, now basically you learned how Git works, why you should use Git, and how the Git file system works, how Git stages it to be committed, yeah, and how Git is so freaking fast. We learned all of that. Now, the spicy, the spicy paprika stuff. Yeah, spicy stuff, which is installing it. Now, Git is available on a lot of versions. So yeah, you can use it as a command line as well as graphical interface. But I would tell you to use the command line because you'll get more features. You'll get the entire power of Git. Yeah, it's like using, yeah, it's very fast. I won't give any metaphors. Yeah, freak it. Yeah. Also, make sure you have an account on GitHub. It's very easy to make. I have a video on it as well. So you can watch it. The link is right here now. Ta-da! Yeah, so you can click here to install. I'll put the link for this as well. You can download it, download for Windows, and you can download this 64 GB bit for Windows 7. This one or anything. Yeah, that's how you would download it. I have all. After downloading it, you will get this Git Bash. You can just go here and you can do Git minus session. You can see it's installed. Yeah, so that is that. Yeah, we'll explain this in the next article, right? In the next article and the next video. Yeah, you can check out this article if you want. It'll give you a better overview of how everything works. Yeah, and yeah. In the next article, I'll talk about next article and the video. I'll talk about cloning a repository, uploading an exist directory onto GitHub. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And check you out in the next one. Okay, bye.